Well, to forgive or not to forgive. When I first looked at the title of this, I meant not forgive. Who would not, want to do that, and I got to thinking, forgiveness, the truth is that forgiveness means a lot of different things to different people. And I think there was so much of the time, and I know many of you too, think forgiveness means that it's okay, what you did to me is okay, or we have to reconcile with the person. And that's not what we're talking about at all. That's not what forgiveness is. It's about something, and Judy said it so well. Forgiveness, this whole idea is about us. It's about us. It's about, coming to terms with what's going on, shifting the energy of hurt, of pain, to an energy of peace, of letting go, to an energy of acceptance. It's a whole different a way of seeing the world. It's not about forgetting or pretending that something didn't happen at all. It's not about facing somebody and having to say something. It can be if you need to do that, but you don't have to be able to forgive. It's not condoning bad behavior, but it is about, letting the hurt pass through you. And it is so much about feeling the hurt. And it's hard for me to even go there, because I think the feeling of it is so important. And sometimes, some days, you can feel it and think it's fine, and then 10 minutes later it'll come. It's like grief. It comes in waves, right? Waves. You never know when that pain comes. But the truth is, forgiveness is loving ourselves enough to get healthy. It's loving ourselves enough to feel healthy, where you can let go and feel everything, the pain, and feel the love, because that's what it's about. It's about not carrying. That's why I put this picture up here, because that's what it feels like to not forgive. It feels like you're carrying this big thing on your back, over and over, and you keep carrying it until you put it down and can rest. So when I was thinking about this, I remembered the story, and I know you guys know the story of the monks and the woman, but I'm going to tell it because it fits so well. But it's about the two monks that are walking by a river, and they see a woman on the other side, and she asks for help to get across. So one monk goes over, and he lifts her across the river. He puts her down, and the two monks walk on. And the one monk is very present, and he's, feels joy and happy, and the other monk has been kind of pouting all along. And then finally, about an hour later, he's going, Brother, how could you do that? Don't you know that in our spiritual training that it teaches us to avoid contact with women? He said, yes, I know that, but you picked that one. You picked her up and you put her over your shoulders and you carried her. And he said, brother, I set her down on the other side and you are still carrying her. I love that. That's us. If we don't forgive, we carry and we carry it and we carry it. The other guy did something, he put it down and he went on. And that's our call, is to be able to let go and to release and to not live with that pain of unforgiveness. A forgiving life. And that's what I want to talk about. Not so much just each incident, but living a life of forgiveness. And basically, a forgiving life is an understanding life. I said it in the beginning that Voltaire said that, to forgive is to understand. And at first I didn't get that, because I don't think we ever can understand all of it. But I do think that we can be wise enough to know that there is such a big picture in the dynamics that we play with all of the people in our life that we don't get it. We don't get it all. But we know there's an interplay. We know that we live such an incredibly big life that we have the choice to see it from a different perspective. We see things differently when we live a life of forgiveness, when we live a forgiving life. And I've seen it happen here. I've seen people be able to step back and see a bigger picture of what's going on, instead of just the interactions between two people, or an interaction between you and another thing that happened to you. It's about an interplay of consciousness. That's what it's about. It's about being able to make a choice that when something happens, that you live your life with your heart expanded. Judy's a perfect example of that. Makes mistakes, yeah. Her heart expanded. She made a mistake, it expanded, and she saw the whole picture. And that's what we're talking about, is that it's not about what the other one did. It's not about Zach at all. It's about her, right? We don't know why things come into our lives, except for to grow, to evolve. And this made her grow a little bit more. Everything comes into our life for a reason. And so we can't blame anybody. We don't know the setup. We don't know what divine setup happens. We don't know who or why things hurt. But we do know that if they come to us, that it's part of our creation. And that we can get over it, and we can change our lives, and we can grow, and we can be happy, and we can be loving because of that. So anything that's going on in our lives, and I think of this all the time, every time I'm in pain, every time something hurts, when I see something on the news, that there is this play of consciousness that we don't get, we don't understand. But it's there to help us grow. It came into our awareness because of that. What I know is that my life and your life is a creation. You created your life on 3 levels. You created consciously, subconsciously, and you created at the soul level. And at the soul level is where we all create together to set up these karmic reactions and actions. We set it all up so that we can grow and we can learn. Our soul creates the perfect conditions to evolve. And that's why these things come to us. In the Bible it says all things work together for good. Judy says that a lot. Do you believe that? Everything works together for good. Nothing's an accident. And that's the highest level of forgiveness, and that's hard. It's the hardest thing to even say here because it sounds like it's foo-foo stuff, and I don't believe that at all. I believe it's so real. I believe we go through the things in our life so that we can become better, we can become stronger, we can become more loving people, and that we can change the world. That's why we're here. See, one of my favorite things that one teacher said is that life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Life happens for you. It's your creation, it's my creation, it's all of our creations together. It's on all levels. There's layer upon layer of karmic ties and energies that go on. We're energy beings, all of us. We manifest out as physical form, but we're energy beings. And our work is on the energy level. It's not to fix what's out there, it's to fix what's in here. Not even to fix. That's wrong. I shouldn't have said fix. It's to accept what's in here and to love what's in here and transform the energy of hurt into love. To transform it. And we do that by going inside, by creating the space, by focusing on love. I thought for many times, I can't even remember what it was, I said, bam it. Remember that? Bam it. Bless it, accept it, move on. That's for a little hurt, right? For little things that happen. I'm going to, say somebody says something that offends you. Yeah, I can bam it, I can bless them, accept it, and move on. But I came up with another one. I love these because, see, it helps me in my own. So I've got this other one, and it's the triple F, okay? The triple F equals F, okay? And this is kind of what Judy was talking about because, the truth is that you have to face it, right? That's the first F. You face that. You face what's going on in your life. You don't pretend nothing happened. You can't do it because it pops up, doesn't it? It pops up if you don't face it. So you face it. Anything that scares you, another person, another thing, you face everything and avoid nothing. Judy talked about that practice. And you feel it. You feel what's going on. You don't pretend it's not there. You cry and cry and cry. That's why I said, are you going to cry? I didn't say, I hope you don't cry. I said, are you going to cry? Because the truth is that you will cry and you did cry and you will cry. And you will cry again. Because that's what it is for you. For other people, it might not be crying. It might be angry. They might have to go like this, right? There's a way to release it, whether it's in writing. And the thing is, when you feel it, you got to have, Judy said it, you got to have somebody there to feel it with you. You got to have a couple of trusted friends. And I can tell you that through I was thinking about this. I've had a friend. I have 2 really, really close friends. Judy I've known for 20 years. My other one I've known for 50 years. I can't believe that. I went, oh my God, am I that old? But it's like 50 years. I talked to her on the phone the other day, and we were talking. And I thought, through this whole process, when something goes in my life, I call and I talk, and she listens. Same thing with Judy. Something goes wrong. It can be a little thing. Somebody says something that's offensive, when I can't bam it anymore, I've got to feel it, and so, I feel it, and I share it, and I hear. And nobody says anything. The person that you talk to, hear this, because, you got to be careful who you talk to, right? You don't need someone to fix your problems. And you don't need somebody that's going to put you down for what you did. You need somebody that loves you and can listen. That's all. You need somebody that can love you through everything that you go through. And if you can't find that person, find a therapist or somebody good that you can share with. Write it. Just release it and feel it. So it's face it, feel it, and forgive it. And forgive it means that you let go. You can finally let go of it. And equals, right? FFF. Face it. Feel it. What's the next one? Forgive it. Forgive it equals freedom. Okay, I thought that was so good. Okay, now, I could write a book, okay? I could go on over myself and write this book because FFF equals F. The last thing is freedom. Because when you do that, you shift the energy. I told you that we're all energy beings, right? We're energy beings, and we've taken that hurt. When we went through that whole process, we've taken that hurt and that pain, and we have shifted it through forgiveness, through facing it, through feeling it, to the freedom of love. Right? So we've shifted our energy. We've had this movement of energy go through us. That's God. That's love. It's nothing. There's not a, God out there. The God's in there, and it's running through us as we do this forgiveness project. I mean, to me, that's profound. I'm so profound. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about that. I'm not saying that I am, but I'm just saying I get it. At this level that. It like I cried, okay? This is after I cried with you. When I talked to Judy, and it's like, I feel like I'm one with her, and I felt that pain for Zach, but I felt the pain for you because I knew you would feel this way. I knew that. I knew because I would feel the same way you did. I do feel the same way you do. So you feel it, girlfriend. You got to feel it, and everybody here loves you, and they'll love you through it. And that's the deal, is that we do that for each other, right? We do it because that's why communities are so important. When you're going through it, we gotta connect with each other. All of us, and that's what I like about Common Ground. That's what I like about us. You know what? Because we're not like ministers and here's the congregation, We go through it, and then we share it and have the courage to share our mistakes. And here's the deal. That's not a mistake. I don't think that's a mistake what you did. And I'll tell you why. It's because, and I never told you so. I never said that. I might have thought that. But is that true? I never said anything. I never did. But the truth is, the reason I didn't, because I would have done the same thing. I have done some pretty crazy things in my life too. But what I know is that, that we each have a journey, right? We have a journey. Each of us have the journey. And our journeys are whatever comes into our life, how we handle it. And it's not for me to say, you're handling that wrong. That's her journey. That's what she needed to grow, to evolve. I needed whatever I went through to grow and evolve. Everybody goes through. There's not any mistakes. I believe that with all my heart. Whatever you went through, there's not a mistake. It's what you went through. And you're here, and you're right here now. I mean, it's perfect. It is perfect. It sounds hard. I know, Donna, I'm thinking of you, and it sounds hard. But in the long run, when you see it, many lifetimes maybe from now, you'll look back and see how it all came together, I don't know how it works, but I just know that it does. I know that we have the power, and I know that we have so much love in us, and that God love that we talk about, we think it's out there, it isn't, it's right inside of us, and that when we tap into it, our lives will never be the same. And that's what we're doing here. We're coming together to try to feel that, to try to walk our talk, to try to be authentic and honest in the world. That's why we come here. That's why we come together, to love, to create a field of energy so that we can do it. And when we do it, we take it out to the world and we change the world. We change the world. So, a little passionate there, huh? Okay. So, I guess I better close it up. How am I going to close this profoundly? I'll say that Voltaire said that to understand is to forgive, and I think that's what he meant. Not too profound, but thank you.